Hey, what's up?
Good to see you.
Bless.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Lotus Arising. We're here at the Hookita Lounge with Docious, with King Docious on Instagram. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I love it here already.
I just appreciate you being here and taking the time.
Hell yeah, it's love.
It's all love.
Hell yeah.
And I'm a fan of your music. I love your music. I love all music. Like you performed at Mystic a lot. We both performed there. We both know each other from Mystic.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Way back.
Way back. It's history here, yo.
It is. You know, and it's so good to see people like evolving to a new state. So many people have. I think COVID has kind of helped people really see a side of themselves that they may have not fully embraced.
I hear that. COVID, to add to that, COVID has really like, I wouldn't say pressured me, but made me take shit to the next level. You know what I mean? Because, my bad, here, while I'm talking and shit.
Sharing's caring.
Amen. COVID had made me take shit a lot serious. You know what I mean? And really like, I questioned myself during COVID, like, yo, do I really do this music shit or do I just fuck around? And in my heart, since birth, since out the womb, I knew being an artist is something that I am. You know what I mean? So when
it's something that you just want to do, that's a part of who you are.
Yeah, man. I am a full-time artist. I'm a full-time creative. And COVID helped me just solidify, like, well-rounded. And on top of that, too, like, while I was, like, when the world was open, it feels like on some BC shit. When the world was open, I was doing a lot, too. I was hosting events. I was performing. I was recording. I was doing features and whatnot. And I was all over the place, even working a 9-to-5, too. And, like, when COVID happened, you know, unfortunately, you know, it sucks that people had to die and people were affected and houses were affected. But it slowed everything down. You know what I mean? And because it slowed it down, I had to sit down and be like, okay, what am I really doing?
It gave people a chance to think.
Yeah.
And we were so fast and so in the motion of things
fast-paced.
and just so into the 9-to-5 program life that nobody had a chance to sit back and analyze themselves.
Yeah.
Like, who am I? Like, what do I actually want for my own life?
Yeah,
and I think, like, we had a chance to sit back and answer those questions by our actions. Like, so many people have started businesses or picked up a new hobby or learned something new or focus on their health like you're doing.
Yes.
Which, by the way, congratulations on your health.
Thank
you. So
you.
Inspiring to see you. Your videos inspire the hell out of me.
Shut up. Don't tell me that.
Really.
Are you serious?
Swear to God. Every time I see your videos, I'm like, I need to get up on my ass.
That is dope. That's amazing, man. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. I think health is wealth, man, and like I used to be way bigger than I am now, and all I did was start jogging and eating more spinach like years ago, and I saw the drastic change. It was actually my sister. I have an older sister. I'm the youngest of 3, and 4 and a half. I have a half sister, but my full blood sister, if that's even a word, she started like losing weight and like eating healthier, and I saw her change, and she'll talk to me about it. And I just picked it up randomly, and then like I liked how I felt.
Felt the energy from that transformation. It was like a whole frequency change.
Hell yeah. Everything just got so different. I started thinking better.
Oh yeah.
I started thinking better, started sleeping better, bro. Like a lot
of... When you have toxic thoughts, it's because what you're putting into your body.
Facts. That's what I be telling people too. Like,
they don't always understand. No, until you, for yourself, like discover that or change that path for yourself, you can't really see it. You know, it's like there's certain things that people do have to experience. But I want to talk a little bit about how long have you been like recording music, creating music?
Damn, recording music?
Long time?
Yeah, I've been recording music for a long ass time.
I'll give this one to you now.
Oh, nice. I've been recording music for a long time, but professionally, I would say like since 2012. I don't know, probably earlier than that. I've been doing it so much. I remember, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
The tea is fire, by the way. This is my first time having a Blue Lotus tea.
Yes.
This is my first time having Blue Lotus tea, and it's just mad refreshing. Thank you so much for sharing it with me, like legit.
And don't forget your answer. Back to recording.
Oh yeah, my bad. yeah, what we talking about?
How long you've been recording?
How long have you recorded? Yeah,
So funny.
thank you. So I got to share that story. I got to tell you about my brother. He used to do music. It was him and my cousins, right? And because of them, you know, I was the youngest, so I'm following what the fuck they doing and shit. So I finally like just hopped on.
Yeah.
And I was trash, of course. You know what I mean? I was horrible, horrendous. And but I just kept it going with them. But we will record. This is how like I'm dating myself right now. We will get like little karaoke mics, right? Hook it to the computer and shit, and just like play an instrumental that we found.
Yes.
And just record shit. You know what I mean? And that's how it all started.
I've been
like
doing that since I was a kid.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Really just recording myself since I was very young. Like not knowing what the full outcome is gonna come in the future, but feeling like this just feels right.
Yep. Yep.
And then later on in life, as you progress and evolve, it grows.
Yeah, it
and as
grows.
you can see, like you have music videos, you have music coming out. You're working with some incredible videographers. And
yes, yeah, man. It's a beautiful process. It's interesting. It's annoying. I ain't gonna lie, man. It's annoying, like going through it. But at the end of the day, like seeing the finished product and how and you know being grateful for the growth. I got nothing but gratitude for it, bro. Like
I love it. Lots of respect for the gratitude because not everybody has that gratitude. It's important. It really is. It comes back to you. What inspired your mixtape, Essential as Fuck?
Hey. Okay, so back to COVID, right? During COVID, you know, a lot of shit slowed down, and in the process, I was I'm currently still finishing up my album. I have an album that I'm working on, and it's a 2-series album. Name's still pending, so just wait on that. And during the process of that, COVID happened, and because COVID happened, a lot of shit slowed down, and I wasn't meeting with my engineer as much. But I was trying to figure out, I was like, yo, I want to release something, but I don't want to release like shit from my album because that's very dear to me.
Yes.
I just want to release like some. What the current climate is, and you know everything happened with George Floyd. You know, God bless his soul. The murder that happened with George Floyd.
Very sad, and the ones that continue to happen.
Facts. You know, all that happened. Sad. All that happened, and then I was like, I really want to say something, and that's usually not my forte. Like I only speak when I need to have to say.
To speak up after that.
Exactly. And I'm an artist, you know, so I got with, you know, one of my close friends. He's an engineer as well. Shout out to Sean's Room. Thank you for that. He was running a studio not too far from Miami Airport, and we linked up, gave me the budget, and I was in there and invited some of my close, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't really do features with like random artists. Like the features that I fuck with.
People that you're energetically in tune with, because there's people that aren't spiritually even like there with you.
Yeah, man. And even people that I'm a fan of too. You know what I mean? Like I'll hit you up and be like, yo, I love what you do. It'll take me a while because I'm shy. You know, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little shy. But I'll hit you up. I'm like, yo, I think I have something for you. This, that, and the third, and we'll keep it moving. But that was basically the inspiration behind Essential as Fuck. It's a cool mixtape. I grew up on mixtapes, you know what I mean? I grew up on like that battle rap. I'm not a battle rapper, so don't ask me to battle rap.
You just grew up around it.
I grew up around that.
Enjoy the energy that comes from it.
Hell yeah, I love it. And that's where the mixtape came from, and I just wanted to release something so like, you know, people know that I'm still here, you know?
Exactly.
And I'm active. And the mixtape did a lot of justice. A lot of people didn't see that side of me. They didn't recognize that side of me.
Until it came out.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And I'm excited for that.
I love what you're doing. It's very inspiring.
Thank you.
What was your inspiration for the single In the Morning? I like the name. I like to talk about waking up in the morning the next day.
Yeah.
Like I feel like anything that has to do with morning, it's like a rebirth of new energy. So truly. I really love the name. What was your inspiration for that? So In the Morning came up.
I have a really close friend. Her name is Kayla Rose, phenomenal artist. She also does teas. You know what I mean? So it'll be pretty dope for y'all to link up and.
Oh, we definitely. I already feel the connection.
Oh yeah, it'll be pretty dope. So close friend, we go way back, and she's a phenomenal artist, a phenomenal poet. I actually met her years ago at an open mic I don't know if you heard of Speak. You heard of Speak?
I did hear her speak.
Yeah, that's where we met way back when they were in Coconut Grove. Shout out to Speak. And we've just been creating since then. We've just been creating. We fuck with each other vibes.
Awesome.
You know what I mean? And it's more of like a Afro fusion, Afro pop type of like ordeal. And I fell in love with. Both my parents are Nigerian, so like Afro music has always been reggae, Fela Kuti. You know what I'm saying? All that shit just been like encompassed in my upbringing. And then hearing the Afro music finally make it to the States really like brought a lot of nostalgia to me, you know.
I love that.
And she's Afro-Cuban, so it's like we just linked up. I made the beat and we just created it. And basically in the morning it's like a sultry song about like, you know, like being in love with somebody and like having the dynamic of conflict. But like, yo, I don't care what we doing. I know we're arguing, I know we're beefing, but if I don't see you tonight, don't look for me in the morning type shit. You know what I mean? So it's she executed her part very well. I, of course, over-delivered.
You can never over-deliver.
You know what I'm saying?
It was the perfect amount of delivery.
I did what I did. I did what I did. And it's a vibe, man. So I urge everybody to check it out, play it loud. You know what I mean? And I'm open to feedback. That's one thing that I really like about this journey is I'm a continuous student. You know, like
yes, I love to hear that.
I have to be because I'm always learning, and I always want to improve. I always want to tighten the bolts. I always want to shine the wheel. I don't know, shit. You know what I mean? I always
Cheers to knowledge. Knowledge is
Yes.
the wisdom that is uplifting in everyone's life. Like without knowledge, like we can't evolve. Obviously,
Facts.
we
You're
have to
very
be
right.
open to wanting to accept the knowledge and not let our egos get in the way of what we can learn by
Yes.
thinking we already know something. 'Cause
Yeah.
that happens so often
That does happen a
with
lot.
others and ourselves. We have to check
Yeah,
ourselves like
that's
constantly.
true. That is so true. I can't stress enough how important it is to be a student of it. Of everything, bro. I'm constantly learning. I'm learning right now. I'm learning about what you just shared with me about Lotus, about the lotus flower. I never knew you can drink a flower.
I didn't know that for a long time until I experienced tea in a whole nother form where I had no idea that it was drinkable and smokable.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, wow, you
Yeah.
can actually smoke this flower too and combine it with other herbs like lavender, chamomile, or anise, and
Okay, so
ginger.
when you smoke it, like what does it do for you? Like how do you feel?
So
Like
the effects from smoking the flower are awakening. There's a calmness you get from the euphoria, but
Oh, I
it's
like
very
that.
stimulating to the mind. So it kind of gives you this state of peace and healing where you feel cleansed, like clarity, balance, alignment, focus, but
Wow.
calmness. Like it calms anxiety and it relieves tension. So it allows you to rid yourself of toxic energy, mental or physical.
wow.
So it transformed my entire frequency and path. Like physically and mentally, I transformed. I'm like not.
You sell the smokable herbs? Do you
Yeah.
have that? Okay, I'm gonna
I
need
do.
to cop some because that sounds a lot like fun. You know, it's good just for
Since
leaning
you already
back.
love tea, I feel like it will be perfect
Yeah.
for everything that you're doing and the energy that you already have and what you're doing.
I'm with that.
It would be
You
great.
said you had a mushroom. That's it. You had a mushroom coffee.
It's a Ganoderma mushroom coffee. It's in the reishi mushroom family. It's immunity boosting. It gives oxygen to the brain and it helps blood flow and circulation. It's great for anxiety. You can drink it any time of day. And it's really helped my immunity for the past 3 or 4 years that I've been drinking it.
Respect.
Like nonstop. I tried it at a farmer's market. It transformed my path. So I'm like extremely
Wow.
grateful for these herbs and these healing remedies here.
I'm a huge fan of mushrooms.
Same here. Same here.
I'm a huge fan of mushrooms.
All
man.
types.
Yeah, same. I'm a huge fan. I feel like what's that shit? Herbalife? I feel like I'm an unofficial ambassador for like shrooms. Like you know how they do for Herbalife, or like they'll be like, yo, get this Herbalife product. You know what I mean? And they'll just like force the coat on you. That's how I am with mushrooms. Like any issue my friends got, You need a shroom.
It's so true because it recharges you and it opens up your mind to
Facts.
where all the issues that you thought that you had, you realize you don't have any of those issues, and then you realize your true potential and your true self and your true energy, and it's a huge awakening. It's like a transformation of what you could evolve into in 3 years in one night.
Yeah.
Because it changes your perception and it opens your mind. So I absolutely am a huge fan of psychedelics and love their ability to just transform energy and frequencies.
I love it.
Amazing.
I love it, man. I just love it. There's no deep thought with me. I love it. I agree though. When I had a first experience, it was actually with my friend Kayla. When I had my first experience with shrooms, bro, like it was just very like it really picked apart at my ego. You know what I mean? And
yes,
you know,
exactly.
I have a new revelation. Like it's nothing crazy, but it's like it's not really ego is not something that you would want to completely kill.
No,
you
it's
want to
not
maintain
always
it.
negative. You want to maintain it.
You want to manage
I have to
it.
agree with it.
Yeah. You want to manage it. And like at first I was on this hype that I got to kill my ego. And when I finally had the encounter with shrooms, bro, it was just like, yo, like, you know, I don't have to literally kill my ego, manage it. But at the same time, it's like everything ain't everything. You know what I mean? Everything ain't that bad. And on top of that, it's like who I really am as a person. Still got a lot to learn and still got a lot to grow, but I'm doing a good job so far. You know, what goes back to what we were saying off camera about like gratitude, you know what I mean? Like, man, I think that's also an issue when it comes to like depression. I don't know why we're getting into this mental health conversation, but we're gonna do it. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, we're here.
We're here. So when it comes to like depression, I think a lot of it is because we're not focusing on what we currently have been able to obtain. You know what I mean? And because of that, we're just like we're just zeroed in and focused on like all the shit that hasn't happened that we would like to happen. And
or obsessing about things that we wish would happen, but it hasn't happened, or relationships that we want to happen that are not happening. And it's like, I think when you focus too much on making something happen, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Because it's like you have to allow the true nature of that energy to come into your life without you trying to control it. Everybody wants their instant gratification, their answer, their response.
True.
Sometimes it's no. Sometimes the answer is no. I've had people tell me no.
Yeah.
And it might not feel good at first when you first hear it.
Come on.
But when you accept that answer and you allow it to be, like there's greater blessings coming straight to you.
Come on.
I had 3 people cancel on me last week for interviews. And people that didn't want to reschedule had no understanding to reschedule, and it's like, you know what, life gets busy, we have to reschedule often. If they don't want to reschedule, I'm not going to push anything on anybody. Like, you're here now, we're here, this is where the energy is.
Preach. I'm here for this.
Speaking of energy, how was your interview with Lamont on Artist to Artist podcast?
Shout out to Lamont, man. That was a fun interview. He's also an artist. I think all interviews or like all the podcasts that I've done or interviews that I've done with other artists are fun to me, like because of the fact that like you guys know where I'm coming from, you know what I mean? It's not so much as like a checklist, or it's not so much as like, you know, we're actually having a conversation because we relate on a lot of topics, you know what I mean? Especially like what we were just talking about earlier about mental health, because mental health plays an important role in our creativity, you know what I mean? Our health plays an important role in our creativity, and it just, everything coincides, everything it's synonymous with one another. So we're just having a discussion, and we come from, you know, the same place, and it was just a fun conversation. The issue with me, which you're gonna learn soon, which you probably already know, is like I fuck around too much. Like I clown a lot. Like I talk a lot of shit. You know what I mean? Because it's fun. I be talking shit. You know?
That's not an issue. The issue is when people can't have fun and are not open-minded to those kinds of energies. So that's definitely not an issue at all.
Thank you.
And the Lotus helps us see that we have no issues. It's like all transformation of energy.
All transformation of energy.
Yes.
I like that. It's all transformation of energy.
What was your inspiration for the song "End of Discussion"? Like, was that like the end of the discussion?
Damn. End of discussion. The inspiration. It was just mainly the vibe. I was following the vibe. I made the beat, and I was inspired by a lot of different artists at the time. And I was just I was on my sad boy shit, bro. Like I was very in my.
You were venting. You were letting it all release, which is great.
Yeah.
Even when you're sad, I think the best time to write is when you're depressed, because you come up with the best lyrics and the best.
I agree with that.
The energy comes through in your videos or in your whenever you're recording that you fully embraced that energy, but you let it go. That's why like you turn pain into poetry. It's like instead of it being something, you're not nagging somebody, you're not telling them, oh, this is so bad and my life is terrible. You're expressing your pain in a beautiful, uplifting way. That's why I love music and poetry, because it turns something that seems negative into positive. That's what you're doing with music.
Are you still doing music?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I am. I'm writing. I'm actually working on an EP as well.
Okay.
And I'm going to be recording a live album soon at the Purple Palms Creative.
Shout out to Purple Palms. I saw you. Was it the open mic? Or
no, I was actually just jamming. They had a vinyl night, and it was the end of the night, and we were closing up and done with vinyl. So put some music on, and I was just having a nice freestyle jam.
Good shit. Yeah, man.
I love freestyle. I love jamming. Just overall performance.
I haven't jammed in so long. I haven't had that opportunity to because of COVID and all that shit, you know. But
next time we'll have a jam. Next time we come through, we're gonna do a little open, like our own little open mic.
I'm down. I'm actually gonna come to the purple place.
Purple Pumps?
Purple Pumps. I'm sorry.
I'll be there next week Thursday if you wanna come.
I think I might have to do that because I was checking out the page when he had sent it to me, and it looked really interesting. And I saw the infused parfaits. Was it a parfait? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Was it infused? Like berries and like granola and shit, and I was like,
oh yeah, they have.
I love edibles. I can't smoke weed like that.
They had a Bends and Blaze event with people in high places. Shout out to people in high places. They have wonderful, amazing yoga events and all types of events.
Shout out to them.
It's really, really nice. So the end of discussion, you were letting it go.
Oh yeah,
you were going through.
Yeah.
You were going through something.
I was just getting it out, and that's usually the case when it comes to like my art. You know, I just write what I feel. I don't really like try to put censorship and or like any. I don't tend to care about what other people feel about it. You know, I do get abrasive.
It is what it is. It's what you feel, and like that's the whole thing. Is sometimes people try to correct us. We write a quote, we make up our own quote. We say something from our hearts, or we write a song, and then somebody doesn't agree with it, and they have a comment or something to say. It's like, you aren't in our minds, so you don't know you may not even know exactly what our point of view is, like what we're even trying to say, because you're looking at it from, it could be an arrogant point of view. Yeah, or
an inexperienced point of view.
Or inexperienced point of view, yeah.
You know, that's usually the case a lot of the times when it comes to me. It's like, I'm not coming from a place of like, I'm not trying to offend. I really don't try to offend people. I just say how I feel. And so happens, collateral damage happens, and people get offended, and it's I mean, I can't control that. It is what it is. This hookah is kind of light. You want me to hit her up, or you?
We'll let her know in a minute. Okay. I wanted to talk a little bit about Floating City Creatures. How are you enjoying working with them as far as their videography?
My God. Those are my people. Shout out to Ruben Fonseca.
Cheers to him.
Cheers.
Without him, it's like he's the one creating everything, right? He's helping you.
He helps me create the vision a lot, man. And I think one thing that's very important too is like when you do work with other people, you guys gotta believe in each other. You know what I mean? And have that type of rapport.
Yes.
Without that, like
you don't have faith in them. No, of course, and you're not gonna trust what they're doing or appreciate it for what they see it as. So.
Yeah. I love it. He actually shot the video for End of Discussion, and he shot the video for In the Morning, which is gonna come out probably next month.
Oh, that's exciting. Yeah. That'll be there soon. So where can people stream? Mm-hmm. Where can people go to stream In the Morning?
Everywhere. Spotify, iTunes, Napster, Pandora, everywhere. You know, just search King Docious, and it's the first song. You know, I'm the first one. I'm very Googleable.
And are you planning on doing some traveling coming up soon, or have you have any ideas for traveling with your music?
I do want to travel. I do have a few places that I want to go see, and people who are fucking with my music, and just like, you know, check the scene out, you know. But I'm very cautious of it because from what I've been gathering on the news, they want to do like a vaccine passport. I ain't getting no vaccine. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I don't know. You get it, you get it. That's all you. Like, I'm not judging you. I don't give a fuck. But it's like, I'm not getting no vaccine.
Yeah,
like,
I think it's gonna take time for them to really transform their thoughts on that, and we just kind of have to live in the moment now and appreciate what we have here. But you're doing big things here in Miami, and it's a wonderful
doing my best. Thank you.
thing. And again, I'm just super happy and glad that we were able to connect here.
Most definitely.
For those that do want to book you for like a show, where can they go to?
Just hit my DMs. Hit my DMs, man. I'll chatty patty with everybody. You know, it's love.
You responded very quickly.
I'm a fan.
Thank you. I'm a fan too. We're both fans of each other, and that's why I love this. Having that reciprocation of energy is so nice to have. So again, I just want to say thank you so much.
Thank you
for being here, your energy. Everybody, if you're not already following, please go follow King Docious. He's here. He's uplifting us. Great energy. We're always rising. Lotus are rising. Until next time, guys.
Cheers. Good night, y'all. Fucking delicious.